See flamingos out and about enjoying the weather, and you might be able to tell we coordinated our outfits today. I'll let y'all decide who wore it better. Temperatures right now, we're at 73 degrees and we are in for a bit of a weekend warm up. It's in full swing right now. In the past 24 hours, we've gone up 4 degrees, and that's going to stick around for the next few days. Southeast Texas, as it continues to progress south into Houston, it brings with it some rain chances and maybe even an isolated thunderstorm. So areas like Houston, southeast of Pasadena and Pearland could see some heavier rain and lightning tomorrow afternoon. Have you ever wondered why our leaves don't look like this during the fall? Let's start with the basics. Chlorophyll is the green pigment in leaves that traps sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. Now, plants and trees use this for food during the growing season. So chlorophyll is why leaves are green, but as our season changes to fall and the sun angle lowers, the intensity of our sunlight decreases.
All right, our meteorologist Ava Herrera is here. It's been a little cold recently.
It has been a little bit cold. It's honestly colder in the studio than it is outside. Maybe the real winter weather we experience here in Texas happens inside the KPRC studio. Now, this storm's track is looking pretty different than we saw yesterday. As it makes its way past Cuba into tonight, it takes a pretty sharp left turn and it's going to travel west into the Gulf. Now, as it continues to get further, it is going to decrease in strength. So come noon on Sunday, it will drop back down to tropical storm status. Now, in terms of what areas can expect to see Rafael make landfall, here's a closer look. Again, our model's showing that it's going to push to the west, but come Saturday, a cold front makes its way into Texas. Now, the cold front's going to shield us here in Houston from seeing the storm make landfall, but in terms of where the storm will end up, it's going to do one of two things. So as the hurricane pushes up against the front, it's going to either push it up northeast along the Gulf Coast, so from Louisiana down into Florida, or it will push it south into Mexico. Now, regardless of which way the hurricane moves, we're going to be shielded from it here in Houston because of this front. So the most we're going to see is choppy surf in the bay or elevated risk for rip currents. If your weekend plans are a little bit more local, say Oktoberfest weekend at the Texas Renaissance Festival, be on the lookout for those warm temperatures and be sure to be staying hydrated, and not just with beer. Taking a look at our 10-day forecast,
meteorologist Ava Herrera is here.
Good morning.
How's weather looking like this morning?
It's a little bit warm for fall, so we're in the upper 80s right now. Right now we should be sitting in the 60s and the 70s. So we have a nice warm front coming through, but relief is on the way sometime this week.
Awesome.
Rain chances on the rise as well. Saturday we're dry, but come Sunday and Monday we could see anything from a scattered shower or two to widespread heavy rain and thunderstorms. Now, here's a look at what this looks like on radar. Again, tonight and all day tomorrow, we are going to be dry. But as we get into those early morning hours on Sunday, this is when we'll start to see the first bit of rain push inland off the coast. So 6 a.m. Sunday, all the rain we'll see to the west of I-45. Now, as we get into those evening hours, this is when we'll see the heavier rain. So we can see a nice band of thunderstorms and heavy downpours extending from Conroe all the way to the coast. Now, tropical activity, we've still got some. Hurricane season extends all the way to November 30th. So here's Tropical Storm Sarah churning in the Caribbean. Now, this storm is a rainmaker, so areas in Honduras could see upwards 20 inches of rain. In terms of where this storm's going to travel, it's going to continue westward and push up and over the Yucatan Peninsula. Now, this storm's not of risk to us here in southeast Texas. As it moves over land, it is going to weaken, so come noon on Monday, it's dropped back down to tropical depression status. Our extended forecast here in Houston, weekend warm-up pushes our highs up into the 80s, strong potential for rain both Sunday and Monday, and early next week, a cold front moves through the area, drops our highs down to much more seasonable temperatures in the 60s. These cooler temperatures are going to stick around for a few more days. Tonight, our lows dipping into 39 up in Huntsville, 40 out in Columbus, 46 in Houston, and 58 down on the island. In terms of how our conditions are going to change in the next couple days, starting tomorrow and into this weekend, that high pressure air is going to move out east, leaving behind it room for warm, moist air from the Gulf to make its way into Houston. Now, this is going to cause our temperatures to heat up as well as our humidity. As we get into end of next week, we're going to see a cold front slide into southeast Texas, bringing with it cooler air and rain chances. Now, that immediate heat up that we're going to see is going to bump our highs up from the 70s like this weekend into the low to mid 80s. Now tomorrow morning, if you're headed out to the airport, maybe to pick up those early holiday guests, gotta be the in-laws, they're always early. 7 a.m. we're still in the 40s. We've got some nice clear skies and we heat up to 60 degrees by 10. Now speaking of the holidays, here's a little bit of a sneak peek at your Thanksgiving forecast. We're seeing a bit of a turkey toss-up, so depending on when this front moves through and how strong it is, it's going to affect our temperatures and our rain chances. So right now it's looking like it'll be in the upper 60s with slight chance for showers. Now, my personal favorite time of the holiday season is Black Friday. So those shop till you drop temperatures will be in the mid 60s, so a little bit chillier after that cold front moves through. But what better time to buy a jacket than when it's 50% off? Our 10-day extended forecast, again, we're going to see a bit of that warm up into the weekend, highs in the 80s. But come Turkey Day, a cold front moves through the area, drops our highs into the 60s, and brings with it rain chances.